She Who Awakens by Alina Chamberlain. Part 3, Chapter The Principle of Daily Arousal. Sexuality is not a formal gown that we pull from the back of the closet for special occasions. It is your baseline state of being. It is fundamental life hygiene. In this section, we will explore how to transform pleasure into a daily habit and why this process is the most profitable investment you can make in your health, longevity, and social success. The Principle of Daily Arousal. Life at high frequency. Many women make a fatal mistake. They live in a state of hormonal waiting, assuming that sexuality should only awaken in response to external stimuli or a partner's initiative. However, sexual energy follows a strict biological law: use it or lose it. To prevent your inner wellspring from turning into a stagnant pond, the system must be warmed up every single day. Physiological detox and the cocktail of youth. Daily arousal is not a luxury. It is a mechanical necessity for the pelvic region. In a passive state, the organs in this zone receive only the bare minimum of blood. But the moment you experience even a slight pulse of arousal from a thought, a scent, or a touch, vessels dilate, and a powerful surge of fresh, oxygenated blood rushes to the uterus and ovaries. This process acts as a deep systemic cleaning. It flushes out toxins, prevents lymphatic stagnation, and nourishes the tissues. Furthermore, this is your natural hormone replacement therapy. Regular microbursts of dopamine and oxytocin extinguish cortisol, preventing stress from destroying your cells. Constant stimulation of the sexual center signals to the ovaries. The system must remain active, compelling them to produce the estrogens that keep your skin radiant and your bones strong. The neural highway and social magnetism. Your ability to experience pleasure is a trainable skill. If arousal occurs rarely, the neural pathway between the pelvis and the brain becomes overgrown with weeds. Daily practice turns this path into a broad, high-speed highway. Over time, the threshold for entering a state of pleasure lowers, and you require less effort to feel the sweet pulsation of life. This internal current is impossible to hide. When you are in a state of light, background arousal, your voice changes, your pupils slightly dilate, and your gaze acquires a magnetic depth. You begin to broadcast a frequency of abundance. The world always gravitates toward those with excess energy opportunities, financial flow, and the right people are literally drawn to a woman whose inner fire burns constantly. The autonomy of delight, arousal without a partner. One of the greatest traps is the belief that a prince is required to activate your sexuality. However, the ability to arouse yourself autonomously is the bedrock of your independence. Power over the remote control. When your state depends on a partner, you surrender power over your own biochemistry. Autonomy allows you to be the mistress of your mood. This removes pressure from your relationships. You no longer demand to be filled, you enter intimacy already full, turning sex into a dance between two self-sufficient beings. Training the receptors. Solitary exploration allows the brain to recognize the subtlest nuances of pleasure at a safe pace. This is the ultimate prevention of sensory numbness, moving beyond the object body. When you are alone, you don't need to look sexy. You can be funny, strange, or slow. This is an act of profound self-acceptance, where you tell your body, "I love you simply because you exist." Why orgasm is not always the goal. In modern culture, the orgasm is often elevated as the only metric of success. This creates a performance pressure, forcing women to work for results. But for hormonal balance, the journey of arousal is often more vital than the finish line. The magic of accumulation. If an orgasm is the discharge of a battery, then arousal is its charging. Energy that is not brought to a peak does not vanish. It circulates through the body, nourishing the tissues. This effect of languor maintains high dopamine levels throughout the day. Vascular therapy. A prolonged plateau of arousal without immediate release trains the vessels to be elastic. While you are aroused, your cells bathe in the hormones of youth. Sometimes, it is beneficial to prolong this bath consciously. Freedom from obligation. By abandoning the race for the orgasm, you begin to notice the nuances, how your breath shifts, how heat migrates through your body. You begin to feel the entire landscape of your sexuality, not just the buttons. Safety and tenderness, the soil for blooming. The feminine system only awakens in a state of deep peace. If the subconscious detects haste or internal criticism, it immediately hits the brakes. The body is not a gym. Attempting to break through blocks with force turns a sacred process into a chore. Tenderness is the ability to hear your now. If your body simply wants silence today, that is the highest practice. Information hygiene. It is difficult to feel the current of life if you are reading distressing news 5 minutes prior. Create a safety perimeter around your sensitivity. Slowness is the key. Speed is the enemy of sensitivity. The brain perceives slow touch as safe. In the pauses, a silence is born where the body begins to vibrate. The cocoon of tenderness and the inner smile. To integrate the principle of daily arousal, use this simple exercise. Establishing boundaries. Sit comfortably, using blankets or pillows. Exhale through your mouth with a soft ha-ah sound, releasing the tension in your jaw. Tuning in, place your hands on your lower abdomen. Visualize a cocoon of warm light around you, a space free of judgment or shoulds. The impulse. Perform 3 soft, barely perceptible contractions of the pelvic floor muscles, as if winking at yourself from within. The smile. Imagine that your womb is smiling. Feel a wave of warmth spread through your body from this fleeting moment of attention. Remember, your body is your home, and it is only in a warm, safe home that one desires to light the lamps and welcome guests. Discover the secrets to nurturing your lifestyle and love style at Wish for Love. The electronic version of all chapters from the full book She Who Awakens by Alina Chamberlain can be found at wishforlove.org.